Listen, welcome.
We back.
To the
We back.
Sober Brothers podcast.
We back.
For the first time in a long time, we ain't got no drinks next
No
door.
drinks.
No drinks.
But we gonna say that's God telling us to chill out.
Yeah, but because we full off life anyway. We don't
Absolutely.
Need we don't need the devil's nectar. Hallelujah.
Mind you, next episode. Good.
Nah, bro, you gotta drink the wine with the communion.
Get my little crack up.
Thank you, Lord.
Lot with a T, son.
Woo, Dante, how you been though, bro? How you feeling, dog?
You know, I'm gonna let you, cause when y'all hear how this brother doing, it's gonna be a little different. I'm good. I'm good. You know, last time we spoke, I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I was actually out in Cali for some work.
California love.
Yo, honestly, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If Cali wasn't so expensive, just like the cost of living over there is wild.
And to say that as a New Jerseyan is nuts.
And you know what's the even crazier part, bro? I forget just how big Cali is. So like me and my boy, we was working there together.
Cali is basically like his own country.
Yeah, yo. So we was in San Jose, right? We was doing a couple things out there in San Jose, and then he went to LA, and I went to Oakland. So I was like, yo, bro, just catch a lift to LA. He was like, nah, I can't do that.
You know how far that is?
Yo, bro, hear me out. I was like, yo, I don't really know the geography for Cali like that. So I'm like, yo, LA can't be that far. Yeah. Bro, I Googled it, son. It's like 400 miles from San Jose, bro.
What you was thinking, dog?
Son, so he was like, he got to get on a plane for like an hour or two. I was like, yo, that's the equivalence of like going from here to like Virginia with like a flight, bro.
That shit is deep, dog.
Son, but yo, Cali is a bop.
Why you think motherfuckers from LA and motherfuckers from Oakland are like two different people?
Bro, that's why when they say stuff like the Lakers versus the Warriors, I'm like, yo, bro, y'all like right next door. Why y'all beefing like this? Nah.
Cali is his own. Bro, you gotta think about it.
Jersey, Virginia, like legit, son.
There's only what, 3 states on top of that? If it's not 3, it's 2. It's Cali, Oregon, Washington.
Washington, I don't think is above it. I think it's next to it. No.
Washington's above it because Seattle's at the tippy top. Washington's above.
Washington's above. Okay,
so
okay.
It's only
clearly y'all could see geography wasn't the thing I studied in school.
Listen, that was some shit you ain't had to study. It was good for me, but listen. So think about it, because Cali got the whole coast to itself.
Yeah.
So you think of the East Coast now. All the states.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
Cali's
legit Maine to Florida.
Yeah,
right?
seriously, that shit big as hell. Bro.
But Cali was a vibe. I went and saw some friends out there. You know, our good boy. Shout out. Ben. I seen him out there. Shout out to him and his wife. You know, they doing good out there. I ain't get a chance to see the kids though, because I met him out from work. Yeah. You know, where he lives from where I was staying, bro, that's like another 2 hours, bro. He lives in Modesto. And where Oakland is, it's legit like an hour and 45-minute drive. It's like 80, 90 miles, bro.
God.
That's like from us to Ed. Like that joint is, well, not us, but yeah, that's like me to Ed. Like that joint is far, bro. But nah, all in all, the trip was fun. Like I had a good time. The weather was good. It's crazy though, like Oakland, because it's no more northern Cali, it's mad cold up there in comparison to southern or central Cali, because San Jose is more like central Cali. It was like a good 90, no breeze. You go up there to the Bay, it was like 75 and breezy, bro. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
That makes sense, man.
Yeah, Cali was good. You know, I think I told y'all last episode I went to Japan. Like, yo, bro, I've been enjoying my summer, yo.
In Japan, you tried to call me racist because I asked you if you had sushi in Japan.
Yep, we did talk about this last episode because there's so many other foods you could have brought up.
Listen,
so many other foods.
As an avid sushi lover, I'm not.
Now he likes sushi, Japan, bro. I ain't see him eat a sushi a day in my life.
Get the fuck out of here. Listen, there was a point at, this had to have been like 2017. I had to go to the hospital from mercury poisoning. That's how much sushi I was eating.
Nah, bro, that's raw. You wasn't eating sushi. Like that was that sashimi. No, like when it basically is raw. Like,
because even the tuna has a lot of it. It's high in that shit. And I was eating it. The shoe store that I worked at the time was right next door to a King supermarket.
Okay.
And they would sell their sushi for dirt cheap. So I would go in there and buy that shit for lunch every day.
You know you ain't supposed to do that.
I didn't know that at the time.
If it's cheap sushi, you probably
No. It wasn't. Listen, you ever been to a King supermarket?
King's?
Yeah.
I've seen one.
There's a reason they only put them in certain types of neighborhoods.
Oh, why is that, sir?
Because they want you to spend your money like a king. That shit's expensive. So, but that was like the cheapest shit they had in there. So when I say cheap, I'm spending like $15 a day on this fucking sushi. That shit adds up.
Nah, that do.
And at that time, I was only making $15 an hour. So
your hourly wage went to some sushi.
I was spending hours on sushi. So, but I'm like, yo, it got to a point after like 3 weeks. I'm like, yo, I'm not feeling too good. I'm like, I need to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor. He was like, yeah, what's your diet consistent of? I'm like, I haven't really been eating that bad. But I've been eating a lot of sushi. Maybe that'd do it. The doctor looked at me. He was like, yeah, you probably have mercury.
Hey, yo. He looked at you and was like, bruh.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Bruh. So I'm still heavy on the sushi now, but obviously I don't eat it as often.
Yeah, my go-to Japanese eats is ramen.
Okay.
Bro, I could eat ramen any day. You know what got me into it?
Now we not. Are you talking about ramen?
I ain't talking about top ramen, bro. I'm not talking about top ramen. I'm not talking about the add instant water with the packet. No, bro. I'm talking ramen.
Shrimp flavor?
No, not none of that. I'm talking ramen. Anybody who watches anime, when Naruto, Satakimasu, that's what I be in there eating, son. The ramen, bro. Yes, ramen is my go-to when it comes to that. But yeah, summer has been good. I know we took a you heard that blah, blah, blah. I know we took a little bit of a break and stuff, but I've been enjoying my time. I have my ups and downs, you know, I'm human. So some days have been unfortunately better than others, but that's more of like a me thing, and I gotta get my mental together. Like, it's a work in progress. Like, we talk about this sometimes. Like, I still try to be as positive as I can be, but I'm only human. Like, sometimes my thoughts unfortunately get the best of me. And because of it, it's like, you know, I'm a culprit. I'll tell people. I don't care. Like, I talk down to myself sometimes. It's not a good thing. I don't like to do it, but sometimes it happens. I'm human.
Are you using it as like an inspiration tactic? Like, come on, get it together.
Nah, like it was bad. Okay. Like a couple days ago, it was bad. Like, it was like I couldn't see the good. Like, I had a hard time seeing all the good, and all the good that I saw was like, yeah, that's good, but like I couldn't just stick with the good.
You said that's good, but.
I say that's good and then say the bad. I hate this guy so much.
Said but, B-U-T-T?
No, B-U-T. Thank you.
Booty is more important than water.
But ultimately, I am good. I'm overall good. You know what I'm saying? Today was a better day. I can't complain. Got a chance to get back to what I love to do.
Yes, sir.
Podcasting is mad fun, bro, so I'm chilling.
Yes, sir.
And you already, I was about to say, you already know where we at. Bravery up, baby. You already. But.
Listen, I'm about to show.
I'm good.
I'm about to show my ass. Hold on.
I'm going to gear this up. When Sean gives me the thumbs up to let me know that he's ready. So, anybody that knows Sean knows that he's an avid, since I've known him, Jets fan. He got some really good news, like really right before we got on. So he's been in his bag since we got here. But I'm gonna let him cook, and then I'm gonna let him tell y'all why he's so excited. Yo, I love the drops. Get your DJ on.
Listen.
Yeah, that was fire, bro. Gotcha. Yeah, that was fire.
Listen, if y'all don't know, if y'all ain't heard, the Jets done signed Dalvin Cook. If you don't watch sports, go Google Dalvin Cook and see why I just got up and did my dance. I do my dance real good. Slap hands. Woo! Jets. Woo!
I'll go with you, Sean. Yes.
Woo! Listen. Woo! Let me catch my breath.
I was about to say, you good over there, bro?
Nah, I'm good. But listen, man. Other than that, you know, that was. It was great to walk in here to a lot of positivity, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah, bro.
Overall, in the grand scheme of things, it's funny that you said what you said, because I was driving to work this morning and I was kind of having like the same type of feelings. I'm constantly coming on the show and speaking about how we need to hold ourselves accountable and things of that nature. We need to make sure that, you know, we're being truthful and living our lives the best way we possibly can. And I was just reflecting on myself this morning, because I'm constantly sitting up here preaching that people need to do certain things and we all need to get in line with what we really want out of this life. And I was sitting there this morning like, am I practicing what I'm preaching?
Felt.
And I'm literally driving to work happy today only because my boss is on vacation. Now, granted, my boss, I don't see my boss often, obviously. In my title that I hold, I don't have to see him often.
Okay.
But when I do, he usually comes and fucks shit up. So it's not like he's helping out. He's fucking up. So him being on vacation was like a little vacation for me, but I'm sitting there thinking like I shouldn't be this happy or excited over that. Am I doing something that I truly enjoy? Or am I doing it because, I'm making a really good living off of it? And every now and then I'll have those thoughts, and I'll allow them thoughts to process in my head because I want to make sure, like, yes, money is money, but if I'm not ultimately happy, I'm not going to stick in something that I just don't need to be in. And I love my job. But it sucks when people come on board and make it hard for no reason. So and I hate when things that's outside of my control then put me into situations where I have to really sit up there and contemplate, am I doing the right things? That shit drives me nuts, especially from where I'm at in life. Because if this was 7 years ago, that was an everyday thing. That's just how you were around for
Felt,
that.
yeah.
That's just how I process things, and I wasn't handling things right. But now, as I matured, as I went through shit, as I grew through shit, I'm like, I don't usually be like that anymore. So the feel like that this morning kind of was ass. But I got through it. Ended up having a really good day. They got better about an hour ago. They got real good about an hour ago. Finalized the games I'm going to at the beginning of the season.
Oh, Lord.
So it was funny how this shit played out. So I got my tickets for Monday night Jets Buffalo.
Okay.
That's September 11th. My brother has never flown on a plane before. I'm lying. He hasn't flown on a plane before as an adult.
Okay.
I'm taking my brother to Dallas because he's a Cowboys fan. So week 2, I'll be at the Jets.
I know
Cowboys
why
game.
you're really going to Dallas.
Whoa, why am I going to Dallas? It's too far from Houston.
See? All right, that's what I thought she was going for, bro.
Listen, dog, the same shit you went through in Cali, you know how far Dallas is from Houston?
How?
4 hours.
You take that drive.
Fuck no.
You take that drive.
Not for a turkey leg.
The way you describe it, bro, ain't just no regular turkey leg.
That turkey leg good as shit, but I ain't driving 4 hours for no fucking turkey leg. Man, listen. If it was an hour, I would consider it.
Okay.
If it was an hour and a half, I'd consider it. Once it's over 2, nah, no thank you.
Not for no food.
Not for no food.
That's me though.
And I'm pretty sure Dallas has just as nice restaurants there. And I never been the Dallas Arlington area, so it'd be a good experience.
Yeah, if you like barbecue, I'm pretty sure they got you down in Dallas.
That food in Texas be good, and then you wonder why all those fat people be there and all that heat. When I see fat people live in hot areas, it baffles me. Like,
you want to sweat?
why you not taking advantage of this shit? Like, you need to be sweating more. Yo, I promise you, if Jersey was 10 degrees hotter on average, I'd be your side. Like, you better take advantage of this heat. I'm an idiot that be in the sauna doing squats and shit, yo. I promise y'all, I need to change my eating habits so bad, man, because the way I work out, if I actually stay consistent and ate right, bro, motherfuckers wouldn't fuck with me.
You would really be able to do that. Who to do? Would you be able to do that Morris Chestnut shit you be doing?
I'll be doubling my face on Morris Chestnut. That's me. That's my cousin.
Like, yo, I believe that.
But yeah, like I said, overall, things got better. They started off a little bit mellow. Once I collected my thoughts, got into my mood, because I don't like being around my employees feeling like shit, because energy is
infectious.
It is.
Good or bad.
Good or bad. And, I've been getting out of my way a little bit as of late. So I'm like, you know what? Let me deal with this shit as I'm driving an hour to Tom's River.
Yeah.
And as I got there, I livened up a little bit, walked in there. Things were all right. So the day was good. Like I said, the day's been really good now. So we good.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
So as y'all know, we always find topics to talk about and discuss because, we like to inform, right? Not just entertain. We want to inform. So today we're going to have a couple of different segments. I'll take responsibility for a lot of these segments because I even gave these segments titles.
We're going to add one more to the ones that you want to because it's something I really want to speak on. And we're going to speak on it before that.
Do you want to do it first?
It's not Yeah, let's do it first because
let's get it done.
Because I don't want to end the episode on a heavier note.
Yeah, that's how I'm about to start with on a heavier note. So it's fine if you want to bring up because I got something I want to talk about. But go on ahead, bro.
And I'm glad that you allowing me to bring this up because I want to talk to you. And if you feel like giving your input, cool. If you don't want to put it out there, don't.
It depends on what it is.
Right,
I'm a very opinionated person, so it depends.
Someone asked me why am I always fighting so hard as far as like on social media for laws and just the equality overall of, you know, the LGBTQ, how is it? IA plus? That's it. You
can zoom the camera on my face.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I think I said it right.
It sounds.
It sounds good.
I know there's a plus in there, but I don't know the other. I know the L, the G, the T, the B, and the Q.
Okay.
I know those.
Yes.
But then
there's other letters now.
C, you done lost.
No, C's not in there. But nah, my thing is, and somebody asked me why I always go so hard at people when I see them just being ignorant. Now, people hear the word ignorant and they automatically assume it's like a slur or an insult.
Okay.
It's not. Ignorant literally just means you don't know.
Yeah.
You could be ignorant to something but not be like a dickhead about it. Mm-hmm. The issue is a lot of people don't choose to go and research things that they don't believe in. A lot of this shit started with that whole Neo mess last week. When Neo, Dante, sometimes you be out of it, dog. So, if for all who's not aware, Neo, for no reason at all, got asked a question and just started talking about.
I seen that. You see, you got to give context. I don't be all the way lost. So you don't give me context clues I can't follow.
I thought you was on it.
Nah, I was. I know what you're talking about. I thought he did something else.
No, he ain't done nothing else.
People been wilding lately, bruh.
But in his response to it, because he tried to apologize. Mm-hmm. Then people were like, nah, don't apologize, and trying to compare it to the Jamie Foxx shit that happened, which is not the same. Mm-hmm. People need to understand, you can believe something and have an opinion on something. But once I prove that your opinion is not based off of fact, it's no longer you being opinionated. It's just you being fucking stupid.
Well, yeah. or delusional. You know, that's what they want to call it, yeah.
So, like, and I think a lot of people get into this habit of, oh, well, this is how I was raised. Just because you were raised a certain way don't mean you need to stay like that.
That's a cop-out.
That's all it is. Like, and when people usually say shit like that, I'm like, all right, so when we try to get people to stop hating black people, and they look at us and say, oh, we shouldn't get rid of the Confederate flag, or we should teach slavery in a different way because that's how they were raised. Mm-hmm. But we'll look at them and call them crazy. Mm-hmm. It's the same, it's the same type of fight. And when you say that, a lot of people get mad. I'm not saying that or trying to compare the gay struggle to the black struggle. Mm-hmm. I am not doing that.
Okay.
But, and just me naturally being an empath at heart, when you see somebody going through similar shit that we go through on a daily basis, it'll make you sit there and go, why can't y'all understand that they're not trying to force their views on us? It's just that with the world being more open and being more closer and being, you can travel it easier now. Mm-hmm. They want to live their lives as freely as they can. So since they're in a position to where they can finally express and be them full selves, you're seeing it more. Mm-hmm. It's representation. Mm-hmm. Just how back in the day, you wouldn't see black people on TV. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't see black people in movies. Yeah, we weren't headlining shit. Mm-hmm. We got to a point we started to do it. And as soon as they allowed and opened up the floodgates, what happened? We took shit over. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing that now because it was there in those small increments back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like, you would see a movie or a show, it had like one gay character, but they wouldn't be like really, what's the word? I want to say that to get us.
Really forefront with
yes. They wouldn't be wilding out. Like, for example, like back in the 90s, you ever seen Low Down Dirty Shame?
Yes.
Wayman.
Yeah.
That's the furthest that they would go. And he still wasn't on no crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, he was gay as hell in the movie, but he wasn't on no crazy shit. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, you seeing wild shit. Like,
yeah.
So, but my thing is, it makes sense that it's happening now because they're in a place where it's more freer and they can get away with it because they're being allowed to fully express themselves. I am not a gay man, but I tell people all the time, if it really, truly bothers you that much, we all have the control to do one thing: look away from it.
Yeah.
And people want to live in this world where they feel like, well, my ideologies has to be your ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't agree with my ideologies, then you're evil.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, and you could say that somewhat on both sides of it, but at the same time, if I'm coming from a place that shit, we should just all be able to live freely in how we want.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be coming back at me like, no, fuck that. You need to do what I'm doing. You're wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with a lot of motherfuckers. And then you try to point that out, everybody want to make it seem like, oh, you're overly political. You're too liberal. No, man, I'm for people. I feel like we all deserve a fucking chance at this life that really none of us really know the true fucking meaning of it.
We all trying to figure it out every day.
And that's all we're doing. So, and then I can go deeper into that because I've spoken to you about it off the show before about how, you know, back in the day when they used to say like shit like that was like a mental disorder. I'm like, yo, that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you can't help what you're attracted to.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, and when I kill people with that argument, they was like, oh, that's not true. They're choosing to do that. I'm like, all right. So the one dude I was talking to, he liked big girls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so did you wake up one day and say, hey, I'm just going to pursue big women? Or is that some shit that just happened? He was like, well, some shit that just happened. So I'm like, why can't you fucking understand that they're not choosing to be that? It's some shit that just happened. And when you say shit like that to people, they be like, oh, well, that makes sense. But yeah, but no, but still, they wildin'.
You know what the issue is, bro? And I've been saying this to you for years. You're having a discussion with the wrong people. And I say it like that because you do this to yourself by putting out your ideas on Instagram, thinking, or Twitter or wherever you do it, thinking that people are going to actually sit down. Like, you have to understand, we live in a troll society.
Now, I want you to finish. I'm going to let you know exactly why I do it, but go ahead.
We live in a troll society where no matter how right a person is, they would rather get a laugh or make you look dumb to the public than be right.
Facts.
At the point of them being wrong, they know they're wrong. Trust me, they know.
Yeah.
But they're going to die on that hill. They're going to die on that hill.
Seriously, you
want
to fucking
you're talking to the people who they probably, it's not that I won't call them dumb, but I will say that they have a tendency to do things that even like bringing up your example. That is an example that you shouldn't have to explain that to somebody. Like, if you like what you like, you're telling me that, because I have individuals in my family who are gay.
Yeah, same.
For me to sit here and be like, yeah, you just woke up and you chose that. No, like, that's mad rude to say, bro. That's rude as fuck. But again,
rude as fuck.
I can talk to a person out, because it doesn't even have to be an educated person. I can talk to somebody when it's me face to face.
Yeah.
People have, and this is a psychological thing, people put batteries in their back when they got people in their corner. So this person, they didn't just say that shit to you. They didn't just battle you. They've been battling other people or listening to other people, and because they've got this battery, now they feel like they can keep going. They probably even brought it up to their friends who are closed-minded. Yeah. They was like, yo, what's he talking about? It's not the same thing. Mind you, they probably missing the whole of how you just gave a disclaimer. The black struggle and the gay struggle are not the same thing.
It's not.
In the sense of how it is, because I woke up black. Like, I literally can't help this.
But in that regard, there was a reason why people like MLK and a lot of other civil rights leaders understood that parts of their struggle was our struggle.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of and it's crazy because people don't know this, but you can go Google this shit. A lot of the laws that were passed in the civil rights movement were also affecting the gay community. And everybody's like, oh, why would they include that in there? Because a lot of the shit they're fighting for benefits us. And it blows people's minds that's the truth.
But see, you see how you just brought up real shit?
Yeah.
Talk to somebody who not trying to hear that. No matter what you say, bro, they're gonna be like, oh, nah, you crazy. Like you say, oh, you wild.
Yeah.
But it's because you do this to yourself, bro. You talk to the wrong people, bro.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. You know why I do it? And I'll be brief so we can get to the next topic. I remember when I first moved to the suburbs.
Okay.
My mom had got a nice job. We ended up moving from North to Island. I was 8 going on 9. And I remember just sitting in school feeling like, yo, the curriculum is just completely different. I feel like I'm learning shit. And that was 3rd grade. I remember 3rd grade in Newark feeling like we were still like fucking using crayons and coloring and shit. That's like, seriously, I'm not even kidding. Dang. So I remember, I felt like we had access to better education once we moved to Island. I started to feel like, you know, I'm getting an idea of what the world really is, because that was my first time being in a more diverse area and not just being around predominantly black people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my mom would take us back to Newark every weekend. So it was almost as if we never left.
Okay.
Like, we would literally go to school, sleep, and then all my free time was spent in Newark.
Okay.
So, and I just remember going through a lot in those first, I want to say 2 or 3 years, because there started to be disconnect between my friends in Island and my friends in Newark, because my friends in Newark started to feel like I was becoming too much of a fucking smart ass for them.
Okay.
My friends in Island felt like I was too hood for them.
Mm.
So I'm caught in the middle of it. And then, you know, I ain't gonna put nobody's name out there, but one of them, and I'll never forget this, we were young as hell, one of them basically was just calling all of us from Newark stupid. And I took that shit to heart.
Mm-hmm.
And as a grown-ass man, I don't like when I see people from urban neighborhoods just preaching this dumb-ass shit online. It bothers me, because I'm going to just call it for what it is. Everyone always wondered how the fuck people like, you know, Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene, how people like that get elected. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people that look like us agree with that bullshit that they be spitting, because they don't know any better. It's not beautiful because it's fucked up.
This guy.
The genius in what Trump did was that he knows that a good portion of this country is big on conspiracy and anti-government.
Mm-hmm.
So he played into it. But a lot of motherfuckers listening to what he's saying but not watching what he's doing. Because he's saying, like, yeah, I'm with y'all. But everything he's passing is against y'all.
You know why? Because everybody was making money when he was
Exactly.
there. So they don't care. They're like, yo, I'm making bread. I don't know what you're talking about.
But everybody wasn't. And
there was a lot of people who was making bread, bruh.
In what way, though?
Any way that you can think of.
No, but
most people who...
When you say that, who do you mean?
People.
In, like, the mass public?
I'm talking people in general. I'm not talking skin color at all. I'm talking people. Because I know personally brothers who were making bank when he was in office.
Doing what?
Doing a lot of shit.
Like,
they were self-employed, so they had their own businesses. They had a lot of side hustles that required them to get like tax breaks and shit like that. So they found a way to use these things that he was putting into place to give themselves the leg up for more money, is what I'm trying to say.
I would implore you to look at exactly how they were able to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of this shit wasn't him and his Republican constituents fought it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was getting passed because the House was Democratic led.
Well, somebody was really happy when he was in office, because that's all they talked about, bro.
And like I said,
that was the pacifier. That's why a lot of people looked the other way.
We're going to try to get into the next topic, but I just want to say this because I'm happy you said that, because that's another thing as well. People assume that presidents have all the power.
Oh, well, I was about to say, not me, bro. I know that they don't.
They don't. And you,
that's just the head figure.
Seriously, that's all. Yo,
yeah.
He's a talk. Like
he's the one that if you need somebody to blame, that's the person that you point to. Yes, but, I'm aware.
And I just want people to just be aware of what's going on and stop falling for the fucking okie doke all the time. Yes, for my own sanity, I need to stop having those conversations with certain type of people. But I just don't like when people choose to be ignorant. It bothers me because the research of shit just be right there. Half the shit that I'm speaking on, I found in about 2 seconds.
You heard the phrase before, you could bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink?
I've never heard that, but that's a good one.
That's a real phrase, bro. Like, if you've never heard of it, look at it, like, Google it.
Yeah.
You can bring the person the knowledge. You can literally put the book in front of them, tape their eyes open, and they will still look away. You know how? You know how that's actually funny?
Yeah.
There's a movie about it called Look Up. If you've never seen that movie, it's Jonah Hill is in it, and a bunch of other people.
Tyler Perry's in that
Yes,
shit.
literally the
Leonardo
world is
DiCaprio.
about to be over, and they're telling you, yo, y'all about to die, and everybody's like, oh, let's tweet about it. Let's make fun. Yo, that movie, I fucking love it because it talks about just how society is.
And it's real.
That's some real shit. That's why when you said that, I'm like, yo, bro, you can literally tell somebody, yo, I'll give you $1 million if you read this. But it's them being wrong. Yeah, they'll kind of read it because they want that money. They're not going to ingest that, like, digest what you're saying.
That shit
because to you, they're wrong, and they're not trying to listen to somebody else who's outside of their ideals, like you said.
That makes sense, man.
That's it.
I know I need to chill on it, but it bothers me to my core. And
every time you get bothered by it, you know what story I'm gonna bring up.
What?
That time we was at that telly party, and one shorty was over there talking about how Newark could take on the government. Like, yo, when you tell me those are the people.
Don't play that sound. Don't play that sound. Yo, she said, "No, dog. This girl looked me dead in my face. What camera are we at? We here? This girl looked me dead in my face and said, if fucking the military, the United States military, Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force, National Guard," she said, if they all showed up to Newark, the people in Newark have so many guns that the people in Newark would win. I'm like, you talking about these same motherfuckers with the drones?
He was like, yo, but they got tanks. And she was like, oh, we'll take those too.
Yo.
Bruh. This GTA, you can just run up to the tank, press triangle, and jump in that bitch?
She was, Dante is literally tugging me while she's saying this shit like, don't. I'm like, no, bro. Nobody's allowed to be this fucking stupid, bro. Yo.
He's like, tag me in. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not tagging you. No, tag me in. I'm like, all right, I don't care about this shit.
Like, come on.
I'm like, yo, y'all got other drinks? I don't give a damn what she talking about, because I'm not about to do this.
I'm hitting the belt buckle, the turnbuckle, like, come on. Getting the crowd hype. Yo, oh my God. That shit was stupid.
Bruh.
Oh my God.
But see, it's those moments.
She meant that shit from the bottom
no,
of her heart.
and that's the thing. When she said it and she was dead ass, that's what made me go, you know what? I'm not doing this. Because I already know this is not going to be a discussion. I already know how this is about to go. And it went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
watching D, but D actually said that. He was like, yo, I'm not doing this.
Because I'm not going to sit up here and try to embarrass nobody. That's not what I'm going to do. But if you have an opinion that, to me, because everybody's opinions matter to certain people, there's certain things, though, like, you got to hear what you're saying. And if I make you repeat it and you still dying on that hill, cool. I ain't about to argue with you because I know how this is going to go. You're going to call me crazy and why I'm not listening. Whoa.
She said,
you got it.
She said about 20 niggas from the South Wood could take over.
Yo, he goes, yo, they gonna take up like rocket launchers and stuff. She was like, yeah, we got all the guns.
Yo, that's a, who do you think giving y'all those guns?
And then you get in the ones that she was talking about, the ones with the serial number scratched off. Those be the ones that be jamming. So you gonna run up to them with a jammed gun and expect a good result.
Don't worry, because that shit gonna backfire.
Whole clip gonna hit you.
Oops, upside your head, bro. Let's get into the next topic. You just made me mad.
See, now I don't know if I want to be serious. You know what? The first topic that I was going to bring up, we talked about this one. Yeah. We don't got to spend too much time on it because it is a very serious thing. And even though we do want to make sure we shed some light on some news, I'm pretty sure everybody heard about what's going on in Hawaii and everything. So we do want to make sure that we send positive energy down there and everything. Because
people, man.
I mean, I don't have nothing else to really send down there other than positive energy. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. But like, if you guys know somebody or an organization, right? If y'all in the comments, put other people onto that because, yo, it's real over there. Like, I saw videos of people literally like fleeing the land and like jumping in boats.
Yeah, that shit
like
was
sitting
wild.
in the middle of, imagine sitting in the middle of the ocean when it's pitch black, bro. And the only thing you can see is flames from where your home was. Bro, they said about almost 100, probably more now. Almost 100 people died.
As a country, man, America has done Hawaii dirty. Dirty, man. And
yo, they asked old Joe, yo, what you gonna do? This was a couple days ago. I'm pretty sure he might have changed his tune, but my boy was like, no comment. No comment?
But see, and that's why.
I mean, I understand that there's probably a plan in place, but we got to hear something other than no comment, bro. Essentially, that's like, God forbid something happened in Jersey, and people in New York like, damn, that shit crazy in Jersey. If y'all don't come over here and help us and stop playing, yo, y'all right there.
Listen, I'm happy you brought that up. And like I said, I don't want to get in a whole tangent about it.
Nah, we not. Because this is, again, a very serious thing.
So, I don't agree with half the shit that Biden does and says, but I also have to remember Biden's like a fucking fossil.
Yeah, they call him Slow Joe.
So when he has to process shit, he has to process shit. But I'm not making an excuse for him saying no comment.
I'd love it if he said, I got to process this to see what I'm going to do with my team. Because then, bro, I'd be like, damn, okay.
But that's why, and Joe has to, and this is where a lot of politicians go wrong. They'll say stuff in the sense that they think people remember what they're speaking on. Mm-hmm. But you have to remember, the mass public aren't looking that deep into situations. So there's a deeper meaning why he said no comment.
Okay.
2 years ago, excuse me, it's 2020. 3 years ago, Orange Asshat was still president. The Democrats tried to pass an infrastructure bill that was going to basically deter events like what just happened in Maui from happening. Mm-hmm. All the MAGA Republicans fought to not have it be pushed. So the bill fell flat and it didn't get put through. 3 years later, what happens? Now all these same conservatives that were in the House
talking crazy. Yep, I saw those.
And all of them are sitting there like, oh my God, we need to do better with Hawaii. But when we tried to do this and get ahead of it, you guys denied it.
What's this, 2023?
Yeah.
Election coming up, right?
Next year.
Ooh, so people about to be, you already know they about to take this and run with it, bro.
Yeah. And that's what they do. And
that's why I had to think about it.
Yo,
like, now everybody about to really be shitting on it because they're gonna be like, yo, we got prelims, we got all these joints coming up.
Ronald Reagan, next year, it'll be 20 years he's been dead.
Okay.
When did he leave office? 89?
Around there. Don't quote me. Got to be 88. Yeah, maybe. I think 89 is when he actually left.
So that's 34 years removed from him being president.
Get you with the math.
Nah, I'm 33, dog. I'm about to be 33. It's easy. I'm just counting my age. I'm cheating.
Damn, so you could have let the people know.
Nah, we're not going to act like... Look, I spoke on the beginning of the episode. I'm not going to front and act like certain shit is the way it is. But...
Oh my God. I love that clip. Wow. Oh my God.
But look, so they just released a report yesterday of basically saying how trickle-down economics was a lie and it did not work. You fucking think it only created tax breaks for the 1%ers.
You talking about them Reaganomics?
Yes.
Yep.
So that's the conservative way. We're going to plan shit, promote it as if it's helping everyone, knowing that we're only helping a certain type of people, and allow shit to get fucked up under the next president. So then when we come back around for re-election, we can be like, we told you that person fucked it up.
Mind you, they got the whole plan in the drawer. As soon as they get elected, open up the drawer. That one right there. Yep.
I kid you not. There's an entire 3-hour-long series on PBS about how the conservative Republican Party actively deceived a plan to go against everything Obama tried to push towards helping the people just because it was Obama trying to push it.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Trump's first year in office, he tried to turn Obamacare into Trumpcare.
Yeah, I remember. And if you were paying attention, you're like, yo, that's the
same shit.
Ain't that the same thing? That's the Spider-Man meme. Like, hey.
Like, and it was only minor things in it that only benefited rich people. But for the most of it, it was the same shit.
Yeah.
They try to fight you on this whole, we don't like socialist ideals. But soon as fucking COVID happened and Congress decided to give us the money for, what they call it?
The stimulus check.
Stimulus checks. People are so fucking dumb, they don't realize that's a socialist ideology. But who took credit for it? The same motherfuckers who looked Bernie in his face and told him that shit ain't never gonna work.
And then let's not forget, everybody that was like, yes, give me the money. And then when tax season rolled around, it was like, oh, damn, we got to pay that back. And this is America. You thought they were just going to give y'all money?
And here's the even crazier shit. Look at all the people who got locked up for the PPP loans.
That PPP shit is crazy,
But if a bank loses money, who bails them out?
The government.
But the government won't bail their people out?
Why?
Why is that?
Because.
Why is that?
If we got people in jail, that's free. You ain't about to get me started. We can talk jail reform on another episode, bro.
The shit that kills me is that when I say shit like this, I don't want people to think that, I'm a Democrat or I'm liberal. I can never be a fucking conservative. I can tell you that much because it's too much race behind that. Most of their ideology means that my people get shitted on. That's just it.
The ideas of, because conservative, the definition of the word means to be like really honed in on the one thing. Like if you're conservative with your money, that means you don't spend a lot of it, right? So there's no change to your finances, right? If you're a conservative driver, you drive the same way every time. You don't put your arm up because you always drive 10 and 2. That's all conservative is. If anyone is, the more you know.
The more you know, because that was a really fucking good that's a real, and that's why I like talking to intelligent motherfuckers because they can put shit in ways that I can't. That was a really fucking good breakdown because if you the more you know, because if you think about it, they're conservatives because they want things to stay the same way because it keeps who in power?
Them.
That's basically it.
It's a really simple formula.
And so much of their ideology, they try to push it into other shit to try to try to make it seem like they are in the same boat with other people as far as like the religious people who have a problem with gayness. That guy who played Jesus in what's the Mel Gibson movie?
We ain't about to spend a lot of time on this.
We're gonna get past it.
We're gonna think of it once the show's
Passion
over.
of Christ.
There it goes.
So this motherfucker thinks he's Jesus now. He calls himself Jesus.
Who?
Jim Caviezel.
Oh, I was about to say, you thought Mel Gibson going around calling himself Jesus?
They just had a movie come out where it's based off a true story where they were trying to save these kids from being sold into human trafficking. But a lot of it is conservative, them trying to basically fearmonger their base. They're like, yo, this shit is crazy. The guy who they even made the movie out came out and said a lot of that shit was dramatized. On top of that, as much as them sitting up there trying to push it and make it seem like, oh, this shit is happening at the mass quantities that they're claiming that it's happening at, guess what happened to the director a couple of days ago?
What's that, sir?
He got arrested for human child trafficking.
Damn.
So they push a lot of their shit onto people to make it seem like it's not them. So,
but yes, that's our bit of our serious segment. Yeah. And because I'm not going to do that thing that I do, those who know me know that I have a very dark sense of humor. The title that I gave this, we're not going to talk about it. But the second one, this one's a little bit, we'll call this segment Blindsided, if you will. Or actually call it The Blind Side. For those that are not familiar, the gentleman named Michael Orr, he used to play for a couple of different teams, Dallas,
Ravens,
Carolina Panthers,
Baltimore.
Ravens.
He won the Super Bowl with Baltimore.
Yeah. There was a whole story about him. Sandra Bullock played his mom and stuff like that. Yo, go and find out.
The Tui family.
The Tui family. First of all, I'm glad you said it because I butchered the hell. I wasn't even going to call him that. I was just going to call him the Tui family. Bro, it's Tuohy.
Tui.
Bro, I was going to mess that up. I'll tell you that right now. But long story short, yo, they hustled this dude. They hustled Michael Orr for his entire life, and he didn't even know. The premise of the movie, if you haven't seen it, long story short, he's a very gifted and talented football player, but he's we'll call him impoverished is the best way I can put it.
Well, not in the movie. They lied in the movie.
In the movie, it was a lot of dramatization.
In the movie, they tried to claim it as if he didn't know football.
Yes, like they found him on the street just playing, and like
seriously.
Eventually they taught him how to play.
In real life, this motherfucker was already in the all-state line.
Nice. So fast forward a little bit, they actually find a way to adopt him. But lo and behold, they weren't actually adopting anything. They were actually coming up with a plan to actually gain and garner money by getting this dude's name out there.
That shit crazy.
And the craziest part about it is when it comes to Michael Orr, he even said in interviews that most people started looking at him like, dang, you doing this for the movie or you all blah, 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 blah. He's like, yo, bro, I was nice before the movie came out, but that's all they brought up after the movie.
Yeah, and he would be on record saying that. He was like, yeah, they did take me in. I consider them to be my family, but I knew the sport before them. I don't want them to take credit for it. He was kind of pissed at them at the time because they basically just allowed that shit to happen for the money. But the even more fucked up part about what happened the story dropped today, but he found this shit out in February. So basically, the whole fucking time he thought he was young. They handed him papers.
Yeah, he thought it was like adoption papers.
Because he had turned 18, so he thought they were adoption papers. Now, if it's anything, he didn't know and wasn't smart enough to know that once you turn 18, you basically can't sign somebody to adopt you once you're legally an adult.
I was about to say, because you're legally an adult. Yes.
So, but he was under the impression that that's what he was signing. What he was actually signing was the rights to his name, image, and likeness.
That's crazy.
So, now, and to make matters worse, so his so-called family, when they got the contract for the movie, the mom put in the contract for herself, her husband, and the two kids, to get all the money from it.
Royalties, bro.
And Michael got nothing.
And this is his story. That's crazy,
Crazy
bruh.
as fuck. And
these are people that everybody was talking so good about when that movie. Oh, that's so nice of them to take in this young brother and show him.
I know for a fact it's gonna come out. I bet you somehow, somewhere they're gonna be like, he didn't need the money. He was a starting left tackle in the NFL.
Our family was struggling, and we felt like it would be the best for us. So y'all gonna tell somebody else's story and reap the benefits off their story.
They're gonna be like, his big ass was eating all the food.
About it. Yo.
He was in there eating all the chitlins.
All of hog moss. I want some pig feet.
I want some pig feet. I want some chitlins. Listen, yo, that movie, and to find out that all that shit in the movie was fake, and then to go watch that movie, it's
and
like,
then they making bread off of it, and he don't even get $1.
Yo, bro,
they
that's
lied
nuts,
on his, essentially his origin story. They lied, and then they get the money for it. That's crazy.
My man
bro.
had his canon moment 4 years after he retired. That's crazy. But yo, I was reading that shit earlier. Like, yo, they gotta go to prison or something, but they not.
Nah,
they're not.
They not.
The only reason they going to avoid any fucking jail time is that he signed it. Even if he didn't sign it knowingly, the only thing that can happen to them now is that they just gonna have to give him money.
Yeah, they gonna have to cut him some kind of check. Yo, that's crazy.
That shit's wild.
Now you fighting the contract, and you know that's a legal matter.
But he's gonna get his money because he signed it under false pretenses.
Yes.
If you can't just lie. I can't walk in here and be like, D, we got a sponsor. They're giving us.
Is it Uno? Is it Mattel?
But I can't walk in here and say that and be like, yo, they want us to sign this contract for $400. Mm-hmm. And then the contract ended up being like $10 million. I lied to him.
Yeah, because bro, if that was a $10 million contract and I only got $400, bro. This podcast is over. It's gonna be the educated brother because I ain't gonna be here no more. I don't need to be associating with people who do that.
Hold up, I thought you was gonna harm me. You heard this? We got you on tape. 4K. We caught your ass.
Caught your ass. But before we get out of here today, there are 2 more topics that I kind of want to breeze through.
Let's get into it,
bro. These shits are funny. So one was actually about these. I was out in Cali. I was talking to my cousins, and they was showing me this car.
I thought we was gonna do that last. But go ahead.
No, I'm gonna do this. Yo, the UK story is funnier to me, son. We gonna talk about that in a second. But I was out in Cali, and my cousin was telling me about these self-driving cars. Like, we know that they got like Domino's doing stuff. Like, yo, they got like legit self-driving cars in San Fran through a company called Waymo and Cruise. Like, so think of Lyft or Uber, and no drivers there. So I want this camera to look at me. So everybody who's got a dirty mind, imagine
Pervs.
It's been a long night. And you in a car with your significant other and ain't no driver. They are out here having wild, crazy sex in these self-driving taxis, bro. Yo, there's this one dude they actually interviewed, and he was like, yeah, this is about my 7th or 8th time doing it. 7 or 8. And then you got other people getting in these unsanitized ass cars.
Nigga, they about to bring real sex back.
Yo, and the craziest part, they got cameras in the cars that you could turn on.
Yo.
But it's a security function, so it's like Teslas.
Yeah.
Like Tesla's got cameras in the car, but you can only, bruh, yes.
Whoa.
He gonna be like, hey, baby, our car's here. The smoke gonna come out the car and everything. Ain't gonna be no driver. He gonna walk in with the champagne glasses into the cars.
Hey, baby, you happy to see me?
Yo, and get this, bruh. It starts at $5.
Nigga, what?
So if you go, let's say you tell this app, yo, I'm trying to go like a town over. I think it's 90 cents for every mile, a $5 base. So if you going 2 towns over, 3 towns over, at most you probably gonna spend $12.
They fucking us.
Yo, they literally the title of this segment was called San Francisco and Their Sexcapades. Cause bruh, that shit is wild. They even said it got so bad. Alex, that was his name. He didn't give a last name. Alex said it was so bad one time the windows got fogged up all around, but because they're legal to drive, you can't get in trouble for that shit, right? Yeah. That shit is crazy, son.
Listen,
So when I tell y'all I'm going out to San Fran, just know it ain't just gonna be some work I'm doing over there. It's gonna be some other car.
that type of thrill seeking is yeah. What everybody's saying. Yeah. Sexcapades. Sexcapades. Nah, yo. Listen, I get the lure of it. I don't know. I'm just be honest. It's something about the thrill. Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now. The only reason why I wouldn't, because that's mad unsanitary. Because I don't know who else was in the car.
You carry wipes, bro.
Ain't nobody. What?
Hand sanitizer,
bro. I'm gonna tell you like this. Some people are disgusting, and I'm not just gonna take the little sandy wipes and wipe down that little spot. Hell no. If that car pull up and the windows foggy, I'm like, yeah, y'all gonna have to go on.
They sell a rubber alcohol and the spray bottle now.
They need to put some holy water in that backseat, because bro, people are gross. Bro, they said no limits to the sex that some people are having in the back of these cars, bro.
Dirty Mike and the boys. We're gonna fuck in your Prius.
Yo, and last one before we get on about here is actually in the UK. There was a guy who, his wife, she was a teacher, and the best way I can put this is, I ain't even gonna put it a good way. She had a case of statutory rape with one of her students. It was a 15-year-old boy. And they were like texting back and forth and shit. And the crazy part is, the dude took her back. The dude was like, you're my wife. I love you, blah, 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 blah. Yo, they said this man went through her text messages, yo. She was literally texting this little boy like, yo, you got a bigger dick than my husband. Bruh.
Oh, shit.
Here we go again. Yo, my man said he pulled up to her at the jail. And she was skipping to come sit down. He said she got her hair done. She was smiling. She's enjoying herself in jail. She's actually out now. This is, again, in the UK. She's out. She's a construction worker. She said, but don't nobody know about her past.
Was she using the hard hat?
Bruh. Aha!
No, oh, my God. Yo, listen, do you know how embarrassing that has to be as a man?
Yo, he said he couldn't sleep straight for like a good 2-3 months because the thought in his head, he could never like relax.
I'm not beat for going to prison over somebody who's going to disrespect you like that. He should have at least pushed out the bed while she was asleep. Like,
yo, my boy was like, no, that's my wife. I stand by her through everything. Yo, and you know the craziest part? They dragged him because they was like, yo, it's got to be a family of perverts. So he's probably doing it too. Son, that's not funny, but it's like, yo, bruh, imagine you marry somebody and because of affiliation, they're like, yeah, you're dirty perv. It's like, my man is an upstanding dude.
I'm sorry, that still ain't the worst part. Imagine being told that some 15-year-old got a bigger dick than you. Like, yo, that nigga still going through puberty. Like, what?
My boy voice still go like this. Voice be cracking and shit.
They British too. It was like, the bloody, how you say it? Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, mate. But yo,
it's been to be a murder here, isn't it? Oh my God, yo, that's fucking crazy, bro.
That shit is crazy.
Oh my God.
But thank you, scholars, for joining us yet again.
She got dickmatized by a 15-year-old. That's crazy. She went to the prison like, I'm going to see my baby. Like, ma'am, you're not in the prison. This is
legit,
juvenile
like,
detention.
No, like, that's legit a baby. Like, no, I'm here to go to the daycare center. I'm here to get my child.
like, ma'am, this is the juvenile detention center. This is not a prison. You doing here?
She's like, I know. Can I see him?
Conjugal?
Savage.
Going to hell.
Blanket's gonna be nice and hot in my room. Yeah, I love the drops so much.
Oh my God, bro.
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't. You just wouldn't. Only here at the educated brothers. we don't support statutory rape.
No. That wasn't the point of it. That's crazy. I hope y'all didn't take away from that. Like, not at all. That's not what we're promoting here at all. If anybody takes that away from this, then that's the people he was talking about, the ones that you don't talk to and argue with. Because I swear to God, if I see somebody in the comments say like, so you guys are promoted? Bruh. Don't get me started, son, because I ain't got time for the stupid, son. I don't.
Listen. But listen, as I'm gonna let Dante close the episode out because
I know what he's gonna do, y'all.
Listen,
while he's getting queued up over here,
we still celebrating,
I was about
baby.
to say, yo, and I need to hear that Jersey remix with Dave on there, exclusively here at Bravery Studios, cause you ain't gonna find this remix. I need to hear my Dave Chappelle drop when the beat drop, cause y'all not gonna hear that remix nowhere. But we thank y'all so much for being here. Sean gonna lead us with a little bit of a dance. But we appreciate y'all. We can't wait for y'all to come back for the next episode. He probably gonna be dancing the next episode too. But with all that being said, No Talent Beats. Play us out, brother.
No talent beats.